to the Howard Stern Show.
At 97.1 The Eagle.
Call Howard on the Eagle's toll-free line, 1-800-54-STERN.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern. Tufa.
So yesterday I'm sitting home and my agent Don Buchwald calls me and he says, are you ready for this one? I said, what? He said, in L.A., it's true, the station, our classic rock station, is going all talk. He says, wait till you hear the lineup, though. This is the funniest thing you're ever going to hear. So I said, well, all right, what's the lineup? All right, they fired all the disc jockeys, and they're bringing in an all-talk station. So I said, well, you know, who is it? So he goes, okay, after your show is Ken Ober and Susan Olsen. I said, what? I said, Ken Ober, is that newspaper columnist? Does he do a radio show? He goes, who are you thinking of? I go, well, maybe I'm thinking of Ken Oletta.
Yeah.
So I said, who is Ken Ober? Who is Ken Ober? Ken Ober. He goes, I don't know. I go, I don't know either. So I called Gary, and Ken Ober is the guy from MTV, the guy who used to host Remote Control.
Yeah, I knew the name sounded familiar.
And Susan Olsen, who's been a guest on our show a couple of times, nice girl, the one who played Cindy Brady.
Yeah.
The littlest Brady girl. But
she claims to have been doing radio before, didn't she?
I don't know. I don't know what she's done, but it struck me as odd. But then, following the Ken Ober Susan Brady show,
that blockbuster,
if that wasn't enough,
can you take more?
Is the Kato Kaelin show. So I said, well, that sounds like a publicity stunt.
I know you said that the other day when I said I had heard the lineup was supposed to be Kato Kaelin and Heidi Fleiss. That it was a publicity stunt.
So
you don't expect Kato to be there for long?
No. Well, the thing was that he was hired for 3 months. So
he was.
This is instead of TV advertising. So you put Kato Kaelin on. Then, because in L.A. they're obsessed with the O.J. case more so than anywhere in the country.
So why not have Kato on?
Right. Then,
I can't believe nobody approached us to have the lineup on. As guests.
Well, I didn't get to that part yet.
Oh, geez.
Okay, so don't think it hasn't happened. I'll tell you who's coming on today. So then, after Kato Kaelin.
You mean there's more?
Yeah. Well, they have to have a whole lineup.
I think you should just go dark after Kato Kaelin.
I had it on my computer. Gary, bring it. Do you have the list of celebrities that are going to be hosting shows on there or hosts? I have it on my computer, but I haven't dialed in yet. And, okay.
Didn't I tell you paper works better for you?
It does. Kato Kaelin and Bob Heldman. And they had them on Entertainment Tonight last night, and they were in bed together.
Bob Heldman?
Bob and Kato.
Who is
I don't know.
he? And
then from 4 to 7 is Larry and Eric, the regular guys. That's what they call themselves.
Where'd they come from?
I don't know. Just guys. It's like, what?
That was a great description when they told me who the two regular guys are.
Yeah.
They're just two regular guys.
Yeah.
Talk about regular things.
Guys.
Guys. Well, wait, I'll tell you who the mastermind behind all this is, and then it'll all make sense. 10 to midnight is Carlos Oscar, a Hispanic comedian. And I get a feeling he's there because of what happened with the Selena thing, so it'll calm everyone down.
Oh, boy.
And then midnight to 3 is Vox, the female rock and roll psychic. What happened to the Mother Love Bone?
She's up on top, I think. I wrote.
Oh, from 7 to 10.
Because they're rolling it out every day this week. They're putting on a new person.
And who is Mother Love Bone?
Mother Love.
Oh.
Robin, you remember her? The big, heavy-set black woman that had a syndicated show. She used to be a bus driver in San Francisco, a school bus driver.
Vaguely. I've seen her on some talk shows.
Yeah, she had a syndicated show for like a minute. I remember.
Mother Love.
Mother Love.
A swing person, Kathleen. So anyway, I said, this is the most bizarre.
I've never heard of such a lineup.
This is the biggest losing radio station in the country. So,
in fact, somebody faxed me this morning, all upset. I guess there must have been news about this in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And they didn't fax me the whole lineup. It was just a very cryptic, get off this sinking ship.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe that I'm now disappointed that Heidi Fleiss isn't on.
Yeah, she would have been a big attraction. So anyway,
she might have something I wanted to say. I wanted to hear.
So then I said, well, gee, what's this going to be about? And then of course Kato Kaelin was on Entertainment Tonight, and he goes, I'm just going to be Kato, whatever that is. And then I just can only be myself. Now I'm reading in the paper that he can't even talk about the OJ trial or anything, so it should be a fascinating show. He says he's going to talk about girls.
Remember the testimony during that pretrial hearing where he talked about that phone conversation with that girl?
Yeah.
And it was just a wall of nothing?
Yeah.
That's Kato.
Yeah. He's going to live at the radio station for sure. That's, he'll live there for free.
Yeah, they must have a little room that nobody was using.
He'll be like at OJ's house.
Who's using that room?
Who stays in the back room? Oh, that's Kato's room. So, anyway, so, I said, of course, who wants to be on a bad radio station? You lumped in with a bunch of bad people trying to do radio. So anyway, I said,
This is the worst embarrassment of our career.
Yeah. So I said, not that I have any control over the rest of the station, but I said, well, who put this thing together? Who's the program director? They go, no. This is the brain trust of Walt Sabo. Now, Walt Sabo is an old-time radio executive who I used to be friendly with.
Yes.
And I had one private conversation with him one time where he said, what would you do with NBC radio? What would you do with AM radio in general? And one time I was sitting there at NBC, and I was just dicking around, and I said, I've been toying with the idea of a game show format. Like, wouldn't it be cool if there was, like, some kind of gaming on AM radio, like almost like the Las Vegas of, since people love to win, like maybe some sort of interesting game you could play along in your car. So the next thing I know, within 3 weeks, Walt had put together a game show format to syndicate around the country. So I said, boy, that's the last time I have a private conversation with him. Now, evidently, Walt has got a hard on for me. He's a total groupie. Nice enough guy, but he heard Susan Olsen. Is that her name? Susan Olsen?
Susan something.
Yeah, Susan. He heard Cindy Brady on our show, and he goes, ooh, she'd be good. Then, like 2 weeks ago, he had taken Gay Rich and flown him out to Los Angeles to test him, to see if he would go over as a talk show host.
Oh, geez.
So anything he hears on this show, he puts on the radio.
But we've had more interesting guests
than Kathleen Kinmont.
Yeah.
I mean, Kathleen's a nice lady and everything, but...
And we've never had two regular guys.
So everyone evidently is saying, Walt, what is wrong with you? What are you thinking?
No. And somebody should be saying to the general manager what's wrong with him, that he listens.
Well, anyway, everyone's been saying, geez, what's going on? What are you thinking? And I forgot my point. But everyone's sort of saying that, and I'm trying to remember this because it's pretty funny. Anyway, just so my mind, I had a point to make. I can't think of it. But anyway, so it's this weird sort of concocted lineup.
You don't know what Walt's rationale was.
Oh, yeah, okay, there it is. So Walt's rationale was that he says, listen, I know it doesn't work on paper, but I've been testing these people. So I figured like they've been broadcasting somewhere and doing some sort of like call-out research. He goes, no, we haven't been doing that. But we've been testing this, and it works. It really works.
Where did he test? How did he test?
I would like to get him on the phone and find out how he tested it.
I think he gave them written tests.
Yeah. SAT test.
Yeah. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Because, quite frankly, there have been rumors floating around about this for several weeks.
Yeah, and by the way, our agent was out in California, and he sat down with Bob Moore, the general manager, and said, what's the story? Why am I hearing all these rumors? And Bob looked him square in the face and said, they're absolutely not true. Done.
That's amazing.
But I said, hey, that's okay. Bob probably just was sworn to secrecy or something. Who cares? They don't have to consult with us.